Assalamu alaikum, good afternoon, and welcome to Knowledge Talks, a weekly edutainment and knowledge sharing program aired live specifically to share with you topics that contribute knowledge to the society. Now, every week, Knowledge Talks hosts and invites guests that are expert, professional, and leaders from the field that bring wealth of knowledge to you. Knowledge Talks also highlights and promotes talents in the country that contribute knowledge and success to the nation. This program, ladies and gentlemen, is a weekly session that I will have with you every Tuesday. I'm your host, Tariq Al-Barwan, along with our studio engineer, DJ Al-Aremi, for an hour bringing you free knowledge at your doorsteps on Oman Radio FM 90.4. Exciting topic, exciting guest I have with me today here at the studios on Oman Radio FM 90.4. Now, have you ever wondered what would it take and how to go about setting up and running a clinic? Well, my guest today has the first specialized speech, language and hearing clinic in Oman, known as the I Communicate. I Communicate believe that having an effective way of communication is a key to living well. I Communicate offers a wide range of services in the areas to optimize your quality of life. Ladies and gentlemen, my guest today is the founder of I Communicate, Miss Najah Al Abdulsalaam. An energetic and successful Omani entrepreneur who will be sharing with us her successful journey into the world of hearing and establishing of a clinic, a successful one, for a well living. And let me tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, she has also won the Best First SME Award last month. MashaAllah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Najah. How are you doing?
Alhamdulillah, I'm doing fine. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Now, not only I personally am very excited to learn about what you do, it's a lot of people are excited as well. What I do normally is I post about the individuals and the successful people and entrepreneurs like yourself onto the social media before the interview. And you guess what? A lot of people loved it. A lot of people liked it. Other people called me and said, we do not want to miss it.
Oh, thank you very much.
And great to have you with us here on air today.
Thank you for having me too.
MashaAllah. I have read about you. I know about the great things that you do. I know about your clinic. But I would like to take this opportunity for you to kindly give a glimpse of your profile so that you introduce yourself to the listeners as well.
Okay. I Communicate is a specialized speech, language and hearing clinic. We started in 2011. I used to be the only person working in the clinic. I used to be the speech therapist, the cleaner, the marketing manager, the manager. I was doing everything.
Wow.
Yes. And then I hired a cleaner. The first person I hired was a cleaner because I got tired from doing it. Yes. And then I hired a receptionist, and then we grew from one person to 9 people today.
MashaAllah. So
yes.
about 4 years ago is that when you started?
Yes,
and today you have 9 people in your team.
9 people in my team.
Awesome.
Yes. We have 4 speech therapists,
Okay.
1 audiologist, and the rest are administration, cleaning and accounting.
MashaAllah. And when you started, you were doing everything.
I was doing everything.
That's awesome. You know, the good thing about that is you get to know the job, the role, the effort of each and everyone. What does he or she do, and the importance that they bring to the business.
It's very important.
Yeah,
very
MashaAllah.
important, yeah.
Now, in summary, what does your business do again?
We deal with kids and adults who have difficulties in speech, stuttering, language, voice problems, kids or adults who have hearing difficulties. We provide hearing aids, and hearing section was the new section that we established last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. MashaAllah. And how do you do that?
How do we do it? We usually take the client for the first time. We do the assessment. The assessment that we have are all standardized and internationally standardized. All the assessments that we use in the clinic is American assessments.
MashaAllah.
And it takes an hour and a half to 5 hours to assess a child. And then after the assessment, we do sessions.
Okay.
And it depends from each child how long will the session be, because we have half an hour sessions and 1 hour session.
Okay.
And how long, I have some clients who are with me since I've started the clinic. So they've been with me for 4 years, like kids with Down syndrome.
Okay.
They need lifelong speech therapy services.
Okay.
And then I have clients who have been with me less than 2 weeks. I had a client who was a teenager and not teenager, late teen, so early 20 years, and he had a very high pitch voice, so he sounded like a girl more than a man. And then that was the fastest session we had. It was only one session, and then his voice changed and he was discharged.
MashaAllah. So you can also change the voices of people, how they sound. And how can you examine someone that he or she has a loud voice or low voice? Or
we have tools in the clinic, and usually it's the client who tells us, I'm not comfortable with my voice, or I have a problem with my voice. Sometimes, most of the time, we have teachers who lost their voices because of overusing it or wrongly using their voices in the classroom. So they come to us telling us that their voice hurts, or they have something we call dysphonia sometimes. Sometimes it's very medical. They develop a little pimple or a polyp on their vocal cord, and it causes them to have difficulties with their voices.
Okay.
Yeah, and sometimes it's functional. Like this younger man, because usually in puberty, men will change their voices. But he got stuck with his childhood voice. He could not change it to an adult voice, and it got stuck with him for a very long time. He was getting teased at school. He was very well known for that voice, and he never thought that there was a therapy for this, because the speech therapy is a very new profession. And even when he used to go to doctors themselves wouldn't know that there's a cure for this.
Okay.
Yeah, and then he came for one session, and his voice went back.
That's really, really awesome.
Yes.
Now, this is amazing. This is something new. This is innovative. That's what I'll tell you about. How do you know about this business?
I studied it. I did my bachelor's degree in the States.
Okay.
My educational story is very interesting too. I find it very funny because when I got a very good grade in high school, and then they sent me to study architecture. I hated architecture so much, and I remember in my second semester I got 0 out of 100.
Ouch.
Yes, and I was an A student in Oman, so it really, really, really affected me.
This is not my thing. This is not my thing, you said.
And then I went, I tried to change the profession to any engineering major. The embassy there refused. They said, we have enough engineers in Oman. And then I decided to do speech therapy. They approved it, they welcomed it, blessed it. So I went, I liked it, I loved it. Came back, did my master's in Jordan.
Okay.
Came back, worked for the Royal Hospital for 5 years.
Okay.
And then I decided to open my own clinic.
I love that. You said, I want to become my own boss.
Yes,
Was that the thing that came in your mind? Or did someone come and tell you, go out and do business?
No, it was me, totally me. I saved all my money.
To do it?
Yes.
So you didn't take a loan from the bank?
I did not take a loan from a bank.
You started with all your own saving?
All my own saving, and my husband's, of course, saving.
MashaAllah. I'm sure he's listening to it now. So very happy. Yeah, it's my money. Is he a partner with you in the business?
Yes, he is.
You give him some percentages of your...
no, I don't give him any percentage. I take it all for myself. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
MashaAllah. No, that's very good. Very good. And 5 years of operation, MashaAllah, I have no doubt it's a successful, and proof is in the pudding. Last few months, you got an award for the best SME in Oman.
Yes,
MashaAllah, and you deserve it. May Allah yazid khair wa barakah daiman, inshallah.
Thank you very much.
Now, so I understand a person, he or she, that has or feels that has a problem with their voice can come to your business, and you could be able to help them to change their voice.
Yes.
I'm not saying that my voice is very, very bad, but a lot of people say that it's too loud. Yeah, I'm saying, alhamdulillah, it's good.
Yes.
Now I could come and you can change my voice to any voice I want. Is that right?
Well, yeah, technically, I think we could.
Okay. Yeah. And the location of your office?
In Jawharat al-Shata and Shat al-Quram.
And it's known as I Communicate.
I Communicate.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. If you have a problem with your voice, if you would like to put a makeup into your voice, I mean, make it nicer or so on, why don't you take this opportunity and visit Najah's I Communicate business, which is located at the Jawharat al-Shati, mashallah. Not only she is the business owner, she knows every part of the business because she did everything. That's what I call a successful entrepreneurship, by the way.
Thank you.
Najah. Now, tell me one thing. Why I Communicate? As in I, not as an I, as an ayun or an eyes. It's an I, letter I, and then communicate. That's the name of the business.
Yes.
Why I Communicate?
Because the two eyes are communicating.
I love that.
In the logo, the two eyes are communicating, and because we wanted the name, because there's so many different names in the market that is not related to the business itself, is related to the person. But the I Communicate, we wanted I Communicate to be a brand.
Okay.
Yeah, so it can't be Najah Al Abdulsalaam.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so we made it I Communicate, and in the logo you'd see the two dots and eyes communicating, so that represents two way of communication. Because now in Oman we have a very high number of kids who do not communicate because of TV, watching lots of TV and watching one way type of communication, iPads and phones and TVs and all these good technologies that can be against the communication itself.
Okay. Do you recommend people watching TVs and playing with the iPad and all those things?
No, because we have a high rate of kids that are delayed in language because of watching excessive amount of TV on a daily basis.
What is the average? What's your recommendation?
Half an hour a day.
Half an hour a day for TV?
Yes.
And how long for an iPad or a tablet or a computer?
Half an hour and more. Well,
half an hour for all?
Yeah, it depends. Not half an hour for everything, but usually you should monitor the way they like, because I get kids who are fixated on the TV for 7 hours a day.
Ouch.
Watching the same channel. And I hate that channel. I could, if I can burn it, I would burn that channel away.
Any specific name of the channel?
It's Tuyur al-Jannah, Karamish, the types of channels that do not... the child is really losing eye contacts, communication skills. We have kids who are in the autistic spectrum. They act like autistic kids, but they're not. They're just deprived from normal conversation, things that we used to do in the past, go outside, play, engage... things like that.
No, thank you very much for this advice. So we should encourage them to do other activities other than sitting on sitting back and watching the TV and playing.
Yes, because there's the recent research studies that show that kids who watch TV, the part in the brain that is responsible for communication does not light up at all.
Ouch. Okay.
And it does cause hyperactivity because the kid cannot function in a normal situation with the person in front of him.
Okay. Thank you for that advice. That's a very, very, very good advice. I'm sure a lot of our listeners today who are listening to our program will learn that as well. The number to call in, ladies and gentlemen, is 2460-2058. I repeat again, that's 2460-2058 if you have any questions pertaining to our program today. Now, you are an entrepreneur.
Yes.
You started your business 4 years ago. Before that, you were working, I'm sure, you said for the Royal Hospital.
Royal Hospital, yeah.
Royal Hospital. Was that your first job?
Yeah, that was my first job.
Would you go back again?
Never.
What if they give you a better salary?
Never.
You become the boss over there, the CEO or something.
No, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't go?
I wouldn't
So
go.
you took the right decision?
I think I took the right decision.
And
it is not an easy decision.
Yes.
I must say that on the certain days that I wouldn't sleep trying to think about the next step.
Yeah.
But this is life. I know that if I go back to Royal Hospital, I'll have the same nights of hating where I am and I want to be in another place. And
I like that. So an entrepreneur would you say that entrepreneur is someone that really can't work within a confinement in organization of a set kind of rules, that there is no dynamism maybe, and someone that not really is a risk taker? Would you agree? An entrepreneur should be someone who's a risk taker.
Yes, 100%.
You agree with that?
100%.
Yeah, and you are very, very happy that you moved out from working for an organization to working for yourself, and now you have your own business.
Yes, and I would really want to take this opportunity to tell Omanis that this is the time for it.
Okay.
Yes, because I got the good support from the government, from the public authority of the SMEs, from Sanduq al-Rafid and all that.
Now, awesome. I'm going to be picking up a call. We have a caller who's calling in now, and then I'm going to get back and talk about the support that you got from the government.
Fantastic.
Hello.
Hello.
Very high.
Hi. Good evening. How are you?
I'm very good. And how are you?
I'm fine, and my name is Richie, and I'm calling from Salalah.
Riti, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Okay, Riti, you have Najah with me here on air.
Yeah. Najah would be knowing me. We've been friends for a long time.
Awesome.
Yes. Hi, Richie.
Hi, Najah. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good too. Alhamdulillah. It's a big surprise to be hearing this. I was taking my daily jog, and I was tuned into 90.4. It was a big surprise to hear that Najah is on the show today.
I hope it's a good surprise.
Oh, it is a good surprise.
Yeah.
Of course. I just want to say to all the listeners out there that Najah has been a good friend, and she's a big inspiration to Oman.
Oh, thank you very much.
MashaAllah.
Because she's doing a great job, and we've both been in the same field, so I know that she's doing a great job.
Thank you very much, Richie. We appreciate that.
Yeah, so just wishing her all the success in the coming years too. May God bless her.
Thank you very much, Richie. Thank you. God bless you too.
Thank you, Najah.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Awesome. And let me tell you one thing, Najah, is once you start getting calls from people acknowledging what you do, then that's a sign of success. MashaAllah. أتمنى لك كل خير دائما إن شاء الله. All the success at all times. Now, going about the government support, you mentioned, and you're very happy that you got a great support from the government. Can you tell us what the support is, the nature of the support, and how can people avail and make benefit of that kind of support?
Yes. Before moving to the new place, I was looking for places that would finance my business to take it to the next place, and I went to banks. Banks never gave me any support. I'll say this honestly and openly.
Wouldn't the banks be very happy and say, we got the loan, come take the money? Wouldn't they
really
do that?
I think maybe because they have the risk involved in the business, and then at the same time they would want high collaterals, and I'm somebody who's just starting. I don't even have a land to put it in mortgage or collateral or whatever they call
Inshallah,
it.
tomorrow you'll have many land.
Inshallah. And then I approached companies like Sharaka and Grofen. Grofen was very good with me. They helped me a lot, but interest rate in Grofen was very, very high. Very, very high for a startup like me. But they were very nice, and one of the companies that really supported, I think that they would really support an SME. And then Sanduq Al-Rafid came up. I was the first who took from Sanduq Al-Rafid, and I would like to take a very good moment here to thank Ustad Tariq Al-Farsi, the one managing, the CEO of Al-Rafid, because he has been a very supportive figure in my whole time taking from Al-Rafid. He's very supportive, and I think that the government is doing really good now, because it's very difficult for entrepreneurs to raise the money, and now we have the money in the government to support us. I got a very good amount that I think anybody who wants to do business should really go to Al-Rafid, and the support from the SME Public Authority was also a very good support. And I wish it all the best.
MashaAllah. What is the process like to go and get the support from the government?
It is the fastest process I've ever seen. I was shocked myself.
So it's very easy.
Yes, very easy. You just go in, you tell them about the project. If they agree with the project, you fill in the form that they have, and then they call you for an interview. The days when I did it, it took only 2 weeks for me to get the money.
Wow.
Yes.
And they gave you the full amount of money straight away?
I got the full amount, but I had to go through an interview, and the interview was a little bit tough, but they're giving you good money, so it has to be a bit tough. I was pregnant at that time in my last month, and I was about to deliver, but I got the money.
MashaAllah, that's good. That's good. MashaAllah, alhamdulillah.
Yes, alhamdulillah. And then after that, but now I think the process is a little bit longer, because there's so many people who already took the fund from Al-Rafid. And but I really think that they're doing an extremely great job, and I think this is coming from the CEO himself.
MashaAllah, that's really good. I'm sure the Rafid team are hearing that and are very, very happy
I hope they
to have you as their customer. MashaAllah. And the process, you said, is very easy. You just go there, show them your project. And do you need to be a business graduate or someone to take a business to run a business?
I had no background in business.
Okay.
I read Robert Kiyosaki's books.
Oh,
Rich
the Poor
Dad.
Dad, Rich Dad,
Yes.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
And I
kind
think
of.
he was my mentor.
Oh, that's nice. It's a good book. He's got a lot of
Yes,
nice books.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't have any background in business, and in a Rafid doesn't require that.
Okay.
And I think the only thing that they require is for you to quit your job and start the business. On you should not be occupying a grade in any job.
Okay.
You have to be a full-time entrepreneur.
So you need to be a full-time entrepreneur. You can't be working any other place, and they give you. So how? Let's say you were working in Royal, and you had a big fat salary. Will they match that? To the business?
Well, it depends on you and what is in your business plan. If you want to take 100,000, they'll give you 100,000 if your plan satisfies that. But if you want to take 20,000 and in your plan it says that you need 20,000, they'll evaluate that and they'll tell you, okay, you need 20,000, you take 20,000 and start up your business.
And what is the maximum that they give you?
Maximum is 100,000.
Minimum?
Minimum is I think 20,000.
Minimum is 20,000. If
I
you want
think
less
than 20,000. I think there's other procedures. I don't really remember.
And it doesn't really make sense. Right? I mean, why should you take a little bit of money and the government is giving you a lot of money?
Yeah, well,
you need to celebrate,
I would
right?
take the whole thing.
Don't forget me, we can partner too. All right, that's really good. And we have another caller online. Hello? Hello? The number to call in is 24602058. We do get callers who are calling in and then they have their radio turned on. Please switch it off because we're going to have an interference and you will not have the opportunity to speak with Najah as I am having right now. So this is your only opportunity to call in online. Hello?
Hello. Hi, Tariq. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great. Najah, how are you?
I'm fine, alhamdulillah.
I've actually got a quick question for Najah.
Yes.
You were discussing about the kids who are using iPad at a smaller age. I was wondering if they have siblings who are older than them, who are, actively speaking. Do you think the younger sibling will be affected negatively in this way if they use a lot of the iPad?
Well, I can't really judge on that, but every child is different. Every child has their own capabilities. Some kids do not get affected and they go on very well, but some kids who use more times in the iPad would, if they have like a good healthy environment at home. I'm talking about kids that like 7 hours straight on the iPad or 7 hours straight on TV, but they don't get enough time to utilize good communication skills and all that. But it depends on the situation itself. I can't judge the situation like that.
I think it depends from one kid to another then.
Yes.
Okay, that's my only question. Thank you very much, and I'm so enjoying the program, and thanks a lot for all your advices.
Thank you. Thank you, dear.
All the best. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Very nice and interesting call again, and a very great advice from Najah, mashallah. Now tell me one thing. You said it's not really important to have a business skills to run a business.
Well, I think it is important.
Okay, but it's not necessary.
Not necessary.
You started a business without a business background, but today, mashallah, you're a successful entrepreneur.
Yes.
There you go. That's one of the learning for people to learn. But you can get your employees who are specialists in certain roles for them to fill the gap that you might not have, right?
But of course, before doing that, I read lots of books in business.
Yeah, mashallah.
To at least have a minimum background about it,
So you'd say no need for someone to go for a graduate school. They can pick up a book or one or two and read about it and get the necessary skills from there.
Yes.
Excellent advice, Najah. Now tell me one thing. What challenges did you have as an entrepreneur?
Oh, I had lots of challenges.
Tell me some.
Okay, some of them. Let's see. I had when I started, I had challenges like employing certain rules in Oman that would hinder this, the employment part. I had challenges of planning sometimes. I would need extra help. Things like that, things that every business or every corporation will go through.
You agree entrepreneurship is a roller coaster?
Yes, I agree. 100%.
But at the end of the time, when you go on a roller coaster, when you come down, say, it was fun! Something like that, yeah?
Yes, I agree.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Now, what are your future plans now?
Yes, my future plans is to expand, obviously, and to expand to whatever my plans would be.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
It's like the Steve Jobs Apple thing. To whatever it could be. I'm not going to share it now, Tariq, but you guys watch it out. Is that something?
Well, yeah, you could say that.
Inshallah. I see that. Inshallah.
Shukran.
Who is your mentor? We got a caller online again. Hello? You have a lot of callers, man. They're like, hello?
Hi.
Very high.
How are you?
I'm doing good. And how are you?
I'm okay. May I have a word with Najah, please?
Definitely.
Yeah. Najah,
Yes,
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good. I'm all right. My name is Kaisar. You are doing a fantastic job. I'm a brook. I really appreciate that.
Oh, thank you very much.
My suggestion is to you, why don't you invite the schools, the teachers, and, whether it's English or Arabic, and then give them a little sermon, maybe once a month or something like that, how to, improve their little children's communication.
Yes, I think that's a very good idea. I would love to do that. It's just the clinic has been very busy lately. We've got lots of clients, but this is one of the things that we would like to do in the future, is give out whatever we can from ideas, things to do in schools and how to help the kids in schools.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and I like that, when you said that the laptops and tablets, you only spent half an hour. So if you can coach those teachers, that would be nice, how to improve communication. Communication is whether you are, a student or in relationship, is the key for success. And all the best, and God bless.
Thank you
Bye-bye.
very much. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
That's awesome. MashaAllah. I see there is a market for also educating families on how to give a better experience and a better living for the children.
Yes, parents, teachers, schools, as he said, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have an opportunity for partners to join you, and investors or so on?
I don't have yet, but I would welcome that.
I was just thinking, because opening this market, there's a market here. I can join you. We can do business together. As an I Communicate. I love that brand already. I Communicate. I love that.
You're more than welcome, Tariq.
MashaAllah. No, because I like you're a visionary. Yeah. Here is another idea, but we shouldn't talk about this. We should talk to it after the program. Otherwise, our idea will go out. What's your experience with the market so far?
The market so far has been very good to me. I think I'm very lucky to be one of the first clinics that opens in Oman. And because we have very high standards, we project very high standards in the clinic, I think the market is really responding very well to us.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Anything you wish to share to our audience before our end of our program today?
I would like just to take this opportunity to thank you all, and I really, really thank you for having me here today to share whatever we have as an entrepreneurs or as speech therapists. And I would like to also thank the government and welcome Baba Qaboos back to Oman. And yes, and that's it. And regards to the one who I've been taking money from. Oh,
mashallah. Yeah, I'm sure he's now he feels happy, feels valuable, Whatever I paid the money, you paid me back, As they say, behind every successful woman is a man.
Yes.
Najah, thank you very, very much for joining us today on Oman Radio FM 90.4 to share about your entrepreneurial journey and a success attained so far. I would like to take this opportunity to wish you the very best and success in all you do, inshallah. I see the energy in you. I see the passion in you. And may Allah, inshallah, ja'ala this is to be not only the first business that you have in Oman, but to be the best across all the region, inshallah ta'ala.
Inshallah. Thank you.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of our program for this week. I hope you all had an intriguing time with us. Let us catch up again next week on Tuesday. Starting from next week, our program will be from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. I repeat, from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. starting next week. I wish you all the very, very best. I'm Tariq Al-Barwani, along with our studio engineer, DJ Al-Aremi, who is making all the great strides here. Wishing you all a happy and a pleasant week. Ma'a salama.